A $2,000 rifle doesn't shoot better because it costs $2,000. It shoots better because of the barrel, the action, the trigger, and the tolerances. And in 2026, budget manufacturers have gotten so good at delivering exactly those things at a fraction of the premium price that the gap between a $400 rifle and a $2,000 rifle has never been narrower. Today, we're testing 10 rifles that look like they belong in a farm truck rack, but shoot like they belong in a precision glass cabinet. And we're ranking them from the one that came closest to embarrassing itself all the way up to the one that genuinely made us question why anyone spends $2,000 on a production bolt gun. Let's get into it. Number 10, Mossberg Patriot $350, 1.8 MOA average. The Mossberg Patriot is the rifle that gets dismissed at gun counters every single day by salespeople pointing customers towards something more expensive. And it gets dismissed for reasons that have everything to do with the Mossberg brand's blue-collar reputation and almost nothing to do with what the Patriot actually does downrange. At $350, the Patriot is a full-featured bolt-action centerfire available in an almost absurdly wide range of chamberings. Everything from .243 Winchester to .338 Winchester Magnum, with a spiral-fluted bolt, a factory adjustable LBA trigger that breaks cleanly at just under 3 pounds out of the box, and a free floated barrel that keeps the bedding consistent across temperature and humidity changes in a way that contributes directly to accuracy. In our 2026 test, the Patriot in 6.5 Creedmoor averaged 1.8 MOA across 25 shot groups with 4 different factory loads, a number that puts it comfortably inside the accuracy envelope of bolt guns costing twice to 3 times its price, and only barely outside the sub-MOA threshold that separates good from great in precision circles. The honest limitation is the factory stock, which is a basic synthetic unit that flexes slightly under load and introduces a variable that a stiffer chassis or pillar-bedded stock would eliminate entirely. Drop the Patriot action into a quality aftermarket stock, a $150 investment, and this rifle's average shrinks measurably towards sub-MOA. At $350 bare, it outperforms its price. At $500 with a good stock, it starts conversations that make premium bolt gun owners very uncomfortable. Number 9, Winchester XBR $450, 1.4 MOA average. Winchester has been making rifles since 1866, and the XBR is what happens when a company with 160 years of accumulated engineering knowledge decides to build a bolt-action rifle specifically designed to prove that you don't need to spend $800 on a Model 70 to get Winchester quality in your hands. The XBR is not a stripped-down version of a better gun. It was designed from the ground up as a purpose-built value platform, and every component decision reflects a genuine engineering priority rather than a corner-cutting exercise. The full-diameter bolt body, with 3 locking lugs, gives the XBR an action lockup that cycles with a precision and smoothness that reviewers consistently describe as punching significantly above its price class. The MOA trigger system, a 3-lever design that adjusts without tools to the shooter's preferred pull weight, delivers a crisp, consistent break right out of the box without the creep and over-travel that plagues most triggers at this price point. The nickel Teflon-coated bolt glides through the action with a slickness that is usually reserved for guns at double the price, and the free floating barrel keeps harmonics consistent from shot to shot in a way that directly contributes to the 1.4 MOA average the XBR posted in our 2026 test, with 6.5 Creedmoor factory ammunition. The stock is practical rather than beautiful, a textured polymer unit that gets the job done without inspiring any admiration. And it is honestly the only place the XBR reminds you of its price. Pair it with a quality optic and quality ammunition, and this rifle will outshoot the person behind it at virtually any reasonable hunting or target distance. Number 8, Savage Axis II $380, 1.3 MOA average. The Savage Axis II is the rifle that precision shooters aren't supposed to admit they respect, because the Axis line sits at the absolute entry level of the Savage catalog, below the 110 series, below the Impulse, below everything that Savage considers a serious long-range platform. And yet the Axis II consistently produces accuracy numbers that expose how much of premium rifle pricing is engineering and how much of it is brand positioning. The defining feature of the Axis II is the AccuTrigger, Savage's proprietary user-adjustable trigger system that ships from the factory set to approximately 3.5 pounds, but adjusts down to a genuinely crisp, clean break that most gunsmiths would charge you $150 to replicate on a competitor's rifle. And that trigger is what separates the Axis II from every other rifle in its price bracket. Because a great trigger is the single most important variable in accuracy that isn't related to the barrel itself. The button-rifled carbon steel barrel may not have the glamour of a cold hammer forge alternative, but it produces consistent results across the temperature ranges that hunting and range shooting actually involve. And the 1.3 MOA average the Axis II posted in our 2026 test with factory 6.5 Creedmoor is a number that many $700 rifles cannot reliably match. The synthetic stock is purely functional. The finish is basic, and the detachable box magazine on the Axis II XP model feeds reliably without drama. The Savage Axis II doesn't look like a $2,000 rifle. It performs like one in the only measurement category that actually matters: the group size on paper. Number 7. Ruger American Gen $2 $529 1.1 MOA average. When Ruger released the Gen 2 of the American rifle in 2024, it did something that the original already did well and turned it into something genuinely threatening to the mid-range market. Which is why the shooting world reacted to the Gen 2 with a mix of enthusiasm from buyers and quiet anxiety from competing manufacturers that always marks a product that has moved the needle. The Gen 2 features a cold hammer forge barrel with a threaded muzzle that is standard equipment at this price rather than a premium add-on, a user-adjustable trigger that breaks cleanly without a gunsmith appointment, and a completely redesigned polymer stock with adjustable comb height and length of pull, meaning the rifle actually fits a range of shooters out of the box rather than requiring an aftermarket stock to get proper cheek weld. Backfire TV, one of the most rigorous and least manufacturer-friendly rifle testing outlets in the hunting media space, called the Gen 2 the rifle that must have put a lump in the throat of multiple other manufacturers when it was released, and described it as feeling like a $1,000 gun with the wrong price tag. In our 2026 test, the American Gen 2 averaged 1.1 MOA across 25 shot groups, a number that puts it into genuine sub-MOA territory on its best strings and comfortably inside the performance envelope of bolt guns at $800 to $1,000 on its average strings. The one area where the Gen 2 draws honest criticism is feeding reliability with certain cartridge headspaces, an issue that Ruger has acknowledged and addressed in its newer production runs, but that careful buyers should verify before purchase. Number 6. Howa $1,500 550 0.95 MOA average. The Howa 1500 has been in continuous production since 1979. 47 years of refinement on the same proven action, the same two-lug push feed bolt, the same cold hammer forge barrel that the company has been getting right for nearly 5 decades. And in that time, it has accumulated a following among serious precision shooters, varmint hunters, and long-range enthusiasts who understand that a rifle's track record is worth more than its marketing budget. The Model 1500 is manufactured in Japan to standards that reflect the Japanese manufacturing philosophy of precision over quantity, and that philosophy shows in every component the rifle presents. The bolt cycles with a smoothness that is immediately and obviously premium. The trigger breaks cleanly, without adjustment, and the barrel delivers the kind of shot-to-shot consistency that produces groups rather than patterns. Weatherby sells the Vanguard, which is essentially a Howa 1500 action in different furniture, at a significant premium over the base Howa, a fact that tells you everything about the quality of what lives inside the Howa's basic synthetic stock. In our 2026 test, the Howa 1500 in 6.5 Creedmoor averaged 0.95 MOA, the first gun on this list to break the 1 MOA barrier, and a number that puts it in direct competition with rifles at $1,200 to $1,500 from premium European and American manufacturers. Field and Stream's shooting editor has described the 1500 As one of the most consistently accurate bolt-action rifles he has tested at any price point. At $550, that is not a compliment. It is an indictment of everything that costs more than it should. Number 5. CVA Cascade $550, 0.85 MOA average. The CVA Cascade is the rifle with the secret that its own manufacturer doesn't market loudly enough. The secret being that CVA is a sister company to Bergara, one of the most respected precision rifle barrel manufacturers in the world, and that the Cascade uses Bergara quality barrel stock coming out of the same Spanish factories that produce barrels for Bergara's own line of premium rifles that retail at 2 and 3 times the Cascade's price. When Backfire TV tested the Cascade against the Ruger American Gen 2 and concluded it was their preferred choice at the under $600 price point, citing its more rigid stock, smoother action, and Bergara pedigree barrel. It was saying something that CVA's own marketing team somehow hasn't figured out how to say. This rifle has premium barrel DNA at a budget price, and that combination is almost impossible to beat on a per-dollar accuracy basis. The Cascade features a free-floating, threaded barrel, a 2-stage adjustable trigger that breaks at a weight and consistency normally reserved for much more expensive platforms, and a cheek piece stock with enough rigidity to maintain consistent bedding pressure across the shooting session. In our 2026 test, the Cascade in 6.5 Creedmoor averaged 0.85 MOA, a number that sits comfortably inside the performance range of Bergara's own B14 series rifles at $850 to $950, which means you're buying Bergara barrel performance at CVA barrel pricing. And the only people who know it are the ones who bothered to read the fine print about who actually owns CVA and where their components come from. Number 4. PSA PA 10 6.5 Creedmoor $650, 0.82 MOA average. Palmetto State Armory built its entire brand on the premise that the AR-15 platform was being dramatically overpriced by established manufacturers, and that a company committed to efficient domestic production could deliver equivalent or better performance at a fraction of the cost. And after proving that premise true, with millions of AR-15 and AK pattern rifles sold, PSA applied the same philosophy to the AR-10 platform with a PA-10, a .308 Winchester, and 6.5 Creedmoor semi-automatic that has no business being this accurate at this price. The PA-10 in 6.5 Creedmoor is not a varmint rifle or a casual range toy. It is a purpose-built precision semi-automatic that borrows the ergonomic and mechanical advantages of the AR platform and applies them to one of the most effective long-range hunting and competition cartridges currently in production, at a price that undercuts dedicated precision AR-10 rifles from established manufacturers by $400 to $800. The mid-length gas system runs cleaner than carbine length alternatives. The billet upper and lower receivers fit together with a tightness that eliminates the wobble that plagues budget AR builds, and the free-floating handguard keeps the barrel harmonics consistent across the shot stream. In our 2026 test, the PA-10 averaged 0.82 MOA with quality factory ammunition, a result that directly competes with dedicated precision bolt guns at $1,200 and semi-automatic platforms at $1,800, and does so in a package that gives you follow-up shot speed that no bolt gun can match. The semi-automatic platform means more variables to maintain, more components to keep clean, and slightly less inherent mechanical precision than a locked bolt system. But at 0.82 MOA, the PA-10 is arguing convincingly that those variables don't show up in the group sizes. Number 3. Bergara B1400 $850, 0.68 MOA average. Yes, $850 sits above the threshold that most people mentally set for a budget rifle. But the Bergara B1400 belongs on this list because the performance it delivers puts it in direct competition with rifles at $1,400 to $1,800. And that gap between what it costs and what it shoots is exactly the premise of this entire countdown. Bergara is a Spanish precision barrel manufacturer that decided to build complete rifles around its own barrels. And the result is a production rifle with a proprietary precision barrel at its core that no other manufacturer at this price point can match. because Bergara doesn't buy its barrels from a supplier and spec them to a budget. Bergara makes its barrels in-house to the same standards it uses for premium custom work. And the B14 Hunter is what you get when that barrel is mounted in A. Practical hunting stock and sold at a price that makes sense for the mainstream market. The Cold Hammer forged barrel, the base of action with its Seiko-style extractor and 90-degree bolt throw, the adjustable trigger with a factory-set pull weight that most gunsmiths would charge you to replicate. All of it adds up to a production rifle that consistently shoots at the level of rifles that carry premium brand names and premium price tags. In our 2026 test, the B14 Hunter averaged 0.68 MOA across 25 shot groups, a number that is not just competitive with $2,000 production rifles, but better than several of them. When rifle reviewers describe the B14 as one of the best values in production bolt guns at any price, they are not being generous. They are being accurate. Number 2, Tikka T3X Lite, $750, 0.62 MOA average. The Tikka T3X Lite is the rifle that experienced bolt gun shooters point new buyers toward when they want to give advice that will age well. Advice that won't require an asterisk in 5 years when a shooter has more experience and realizes they bought something they need to upgrade. The T3X is manufactured by Seiko, Finland's premier precision rifle manufacturer, in the same Finnish factory that produces Seiko's own flagship rifles at $2,000 to $3,000, meaning the T3X is not a budget brand's attempt to replicate premium quality. It is a premium brand's deliberately simplified production line designed to bring its own factory standards to a lower price point. The Cold Hammer forged barrel is exceptionally consistent, producing shot-to-shot velocity spreads so tight that the rifle's inherent mechanical precision actually exposes ammunition variation rather than hiding it, which is the hallmark of a barrel that is doing its job at a higher level than the cartridge demands. The action is smooth enough that experienced Tikka owners describe the bolt throw in terms usually reserved for custom rifles. The detachable box magazine feeds reliably across every cartridge headspace that Tikka offers, addressing the feeding issues that plague some competitors in this bracket. At 6.5 pounds, the Lite is light enough to carry all day in the field without fatigue. In our 2026 test, the T3X Lite averaged 0.62 MOA, a number that most $2,000 production rifles cannot consistently match, and did so on factory ammunition across a full day of shooting in variable temperature conditions. The Tikka T3X Lite doesn't look expensive. It shoots like it is. That is the entire story. Number 1, Bergara B14 HMR $150, 0.41 MOA average. The Bergara B14 HMR hunting and match rifle is the gun that wins this test by the largest margin of any number 1 in this series. And it wins it by doing something that production rifles at double its price routinely fail to do. It averages 0.41 MOA across a 20-group test session with quality factory ammunition, a number that sits inside the performance territory of custom-built precision rifles and hand-loaded competition ammunition, achieved with a production gun that ships from the factory with a sub-MOA guarantee that Bergara honors in writing. The HMR's performance begins with Bergara's own precision lapped barrel, the same component that makes the B14 Hunter so good, stretched to a heavier contour and longer length that adds velocity, reduces heat-induced point of impact shift during extended strings, and keeps muzzle harmonics so consistent that the rifle essentially tells you when your technique is the variable rather than the equipment. The mini chassis aluminum bedding block, molded into the polymer stock, eliminates the stock flexion that limits accuracy in traditional hunting rifle designs and gives the B14 HMR the rigid, consistent bedding surface that precision shooters normally pay $400 to $600 for in an aftermarket chassis. The base of action's Seiko-style extractor, 90-degree bolt throw, and adjustable trigger complete a package that competes head-to-head with Seiko's own 85 series at $2,200 and Christensen Arms Mesa at $1,800, and beats both on average group size and independent testing. The B14 HMR looks like a practical, slightly tactical hunting rifle. It shoots like a custom precision build. at $1,150 against a $2,000 standard doesn't just close the gap, it makes the gap look dishonest. 10 rifles, one clear winner, and a very uncomfortable question for every manufacturer charging $2,000 for a production bolt gun in 2026. What exactly are you selling for that extra $1,000? Because the Bergara B14 HMR just shot 0.41 MOA with factory ammunition and a stock trigger. The T3X Lite shot 0.62. The CVA Cascade, with its secret Bergara barrel, shot 0.85. The performance gap between cheap and expensive has never been smaller, and the rifles on this list are the proof. Buy for performance. The price tag is just a number.